tare taite roya niri tara dasa vidya niri Rajendra iro tate tara kinkara jaya dharmana me parichaya parampara janabalo mate Jaya Dharma Dasya Kyate Shri Purushottama Jati Tahate Brahmanya Tirtha Sori Vyasati Tatara Dasa Lakshmi Pati Vyasa Dasa Tahate Madhavendra Pori Madhavendra Podavada Shishavada Shishwara Nityananda Shri Advaita Vivu Ishwara Pori Kedanya Korelanya Shri Chaitanya Jagaguru Gauda Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya Rupanuga Janera Jivana Vishwambar Priyankara Shri Swarupa Damodara Shri Goswami Rupa Sanatana Rupa Priya Mahajana Jiva Raghunatana Tada Priya Kavi Krishna Dasa Krishna Dasa Priya Vara Narottama Seva Para Charapada Vishwanatha Asa Vishwanatha Bhakta Sata Baladeva Jagannatha Shri Bhakti Vinoda Mahabhagavata Vara Shri Gaura Kishora Vara Hari Bhajanite Vara Moda Shri Varsavana Vivara Sada Sevya Seva Para Tahara Daita Dasanama Prabhupada Antaranga Shri Swarupa Rupanuga Shri Keshava Bhakati Pragyana Gaudiya Vedanta Veta Maya Vadata Mohanta Gauravani Prachara Chadhama Pracharilo Gauravani Bhakati Vedanta Swami Pavaralo Prabhupada Kama Kesha Priya Mahajana Shranayana Gauravani Tade Pranadhana Esava Hari Jan Gaurangera Nija Jana Tadeda Uchiste Madakama Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Let's do page 48. Vishaya vasana rupa chitera vikara amara hridaye bhoga kare anibhara kato je jatanami Karila Maya Nagilo Vikara Bhuri Sheshe Prana Shantina Pailostana Antaradhira Shirupa Goswami More Kripa Vitariya Udhari Vekabo Jukta Vairagya Piya Kave Sanatana More Charaye Vishaya Nityanande Samarpive Hoya Sadhaya Shri Jiva Goswami Kave Siddhanta Salile Nakmai Vetakana Chitta Jahe Jale Shri Chaitanya Nama Sune Udhive Pulaka Radha Krishna Mrita Pane Oiva Ashoka Kangalera Sukangala Turjana Ejana Vaishnava Charana Shaya Chacheya Kinchana Vaishnava Charana Shaya Chacheya Kinchana Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Jaya Rupa Sanatan Jaya Rupa Sanatan Rupa Sanatan Jaya Rupa Sanatan Jaya No, there's no reason. I was wondering that. Tumi Sare Sware Rajanja Kumar Tamara Chaya Shri Jana Samhara Tava Chamato Brahma Karina Sijana Tumi Sari Swari Swara Rajanja Kumar Tava Chamato Brahma. Okay, forgive me, but I'm gonna try one, okay? 210. Tumi sarve sware swara Brajanja Kumara Tomara Ichaya Vishwe Shri Jana Samhara Tumi sarve sware swara Brajanja Kumara Tomara Ichaya Vishwe Shri Jana Samhara Tava Icha Tava Icha Mato Brahm Tava Icha Tumi Sarveswareswara Tava Icha Mato Brahmakaran Shrijan. Okay, never mind. I have to practice. Let's do Atmanivedan on 208. Atmanivedana tuapade kori hoinu paramasuki dukkha dhore gelo chintana rahilo chodeke ananda deke ashoka bhayamritadhar Tomara charana daya tahate kona vishamala bhiya charino bhavera bhaya Tomara samsare kare sevani nahi vo falere bhagi Tava sukha jahe kare vajatana haye pade anuragi Tomara sevaya dukkha haya jato seto paramasuka seva sukha dukkha paramasampara Nashaye avidya dukkha Purva itihasa bulinu sakala Seva sukha paye mane Amito tomara tumina tomara Kikaja aparadhane Bhakati vinoda nande dubya Tomara savana tare Sabha chesta kare taba icha mato Take tomara gade Admani vedana tua pare kori Hoinu paramasuki Dukkha dore gelo Chinta narahilo Chodike ananda duke Prabhu he, Prabhu he, Prabhu he, Prabhu he Prabhu he Having submitted my soul at your feet, I am supremely elated. Sorrow is banished and no anxieties remain. I see only bliss in the four directions. Your two lotus feet are reservoirs of nectar that bestow freedom from lamentation and fear. Now, by taking refuge of them, I have given up the fear of worldly existence. I shall serve in your household, never partaking of the fruits of my labor. I shall diligently tend to your satisfaction only, being fully dedicated to your feet. In the course of serving you, whatever difficulties may come are indeed the topmost joy. The pains and pleasures of service to you are the greatest assets, for they destroy the misery of nations. I have completely forgotten my past history due to experiencing the joy of service to you. All I know is that I am yours and you are mine. What need is there of any other treasure? Bhaktivinoda, submerged in the ocean of bliss, devotes all his efforts in service to you and dwells in your house according to your wishes. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Okay. How about we do 101? Kabe Gauravane Soradhuni Tate Ha Radhe Ha Krishna Bole Kadiya Vede Bodhika Sukachari Nanalata Tarutale Swapacha Grihete Magiya Kaiva Pivo Saraswati Jala Puline Puline Gada Gadi Divo Kori Krishna Kola Dhamavasi Jai Pranati Kariyo Magi Bokri Paralesha Vaishnava Charana Renugaya Maki Doriya Bhadhuta Vesha Gora Braja Jane Vedana Dekivo Hoye Bhavara Javasi Tamera Suru Spari Vinayane Hoye be Radha Radha se Kave Gauravane Soradhuni Tate Ha Radhe Ha Krishna Boli Kadiya Deki Voya Sukachari Nana Lata Tarutale Jaya Nitai Jaya Go Jaya Nitai Jaya Go Jaya Nitai Jaya Go Nitai Jaya Go Gora He Gora He Gora He Gora He Gora He Oh, when, giving up all bodily pleasures, will I wander under various trees and vines on the banks of the Suradhuni Ganga, in Gauravan, Sri Navadvip Dham, weeping and calling out, Ha Radhe, Ha Krishna. I shall eat by begging from the homes of the untouchables, and drink water from the Saraswati river. I shall roll on the ground on the river's bank, loudly calling out Sri Krishna's names. Offering my obeisances to all the Dhamvasis, I shall beg a drop of mercy from them. Smearing the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas upon my body, I shall don the cloth of an avadut. I shall see no distinction between the residents of Gauda and those of Braj, and will thus become a true Brijabasi myself. The transcendental form of the Dham will appear to my vision, and I shall become a maidservant of Sri Radha. Okay, let's do 112, but let's do call and response. Brishabhanu Suta Charana Sevane Oiveje Payadasi Brishabhanu Suta Oiveja Payadasi Shri Radha Rasuka Satata Sadhane Satata Sadhane Rahivo Ami Prayasi Rahivo Ami Prayasi Shri Radha Sukhe Krishna Je Sukha Chani Bomani Te Ami Shri Radha Chani Bomani Te Ami Radha Padachari Shri Krishna Sangame Shri Radha Hari Shri Krishna Sangame Kabo na hoi wo kami Kabo na hoi wo kami Saki gana mama paramasare Jugala Premera Guru Paramasurit Jugala Premera. I'll do the whole line. Taru Nagahoye Sevi Varadhara Sevi Varadhara Charana Kalapataru Charana Kalapataru Vishavanu Sutta Charana Sevani Hoi Vijapaya Dasi Vishavanu Sutta Hoi Vijapaya Shri Radha Rasuka Satata Sadhane Shri Radha Rasuka Satata Sadhane Rahivo Ami Prayasi Radha Paksha Chari Je Jana Se Jana Je Bhave Se Bhave Take Radha Paksha Amito Radhika Pakshapati Sada Amito Radhika Pakshapati Sada Amito Radhika Sada Kabu nahi herita ke Vrishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevane Hoi Veje Palyadasi Vrishabhanu Sutta Charana Sevani Hoi Veje Palyadasi Shri Radha Rasuka Satata Sadhane Rahiva Ami Prayasi Yasase Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Jaya Shri Krishna, Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini, Radhe Radhe, Vrishabhanu Nandini, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Vrishabhanu Radhe Radhe, Jaya Astasaki Shiromani, Radhe Radhe, Astasaki Shiromani, Radhe Radhe. Oh Vrindavana Vilasini, Radhe Radhe, Vrindavana Vilasini, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Vrindavana Vilasini, Radhe Radhe, oh Kana Mana Mohini, Radhe Radhe, Kana Mana Mohini, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Kana Mana Mohini, Mohini, Radhe Radhe, oh Radhe, Jaya Radhe, oh Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Oh, Ekadasi. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri.
Very exciting news. We just got an original painting back.
What? Which one?
Favorites.
Which one?
When Nanda Baba gets abducted by one of the servants of Varuna.
No way.
And then he falls out for Krishna, and then Krishna Balaram swim under the water
Wow.
and save him. So beautiful. It's in the boutique. Just came from North Carolina.
Ready, please?
It's in the boutique. Yeah.
You want to lead us?
Page 250.
It's okay. Short time.
No, wait a minute, I attempted to have to do it in the boutique.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Just this Prabhu who brought the painting, she was performing. He just brought it from North Carolina.
Is it 354 or 250?
250.
Oh, 250.
Can we read the Vrishabhanu Sutta real quick?
Sure. Rishabhanu Sutta 112 was, to serve the lotus feet of the daughter of King Rishabhanu, I shall become her Palyadasi, affectionately sheltered maidservant, and strive to constantly bring her all happiness. I shall know within my heart that Sri Krishna takes pleasure in Sri Radha's happiness, and so I shall never desire to abandon her lotus feet and to enjoy separately with Sri Krishna. The Sakis are my supreme well-wishers and my gurus regarding the loving affairs of the divine couple. Remaining faithfully under their guidance, I shall serve Sri Radha's lotus feet, which are like wish-fulfilling trees. Let anyone aside from Sri Radha's party be as they are. I am indeed always partial to Srimati Radhika and never look upon those who are not. Jai. Page 250. Shri Hari Vasare Hari Kirtana. Oh, we do it together. Nityambarila Prabhu Jagatera Prana Punyavanta Shiva Sange Subharambaram Utilo Kirtana Dvani Gopala Govinda Mridanga Mandira Bhaje Shankakara Tala Sankirtana Sange Sabha Hoilo Mishala Brahmanda Bedira Dvani Puriya Akasha Charikera Amangala Jaya Sabanasha Ushakala Hoite Nritya Kare Brishvambara Yuta Yuta Oera Yato Gayana Sundara Shivasa Pandita Loya Eka Sampradaya Mukunda Loyara Janakato Gaya Loya Govinda Gosha Adakato Jana Gora Chandrindritye Shabe Karena Kirtana Toriya Bulena Nitya Nanda Mahabani Alakshite Advaitala Yena Paranduli Gadadhara Adi Jato Sajalanayane Anande Vivala Hoilo Prabhura Kirtane Chakona Udanda Nache Bravo Vishwambara Prithvi Kambita Hoya Sabe Payadora Kakonova Madurana Chaye Vishvambara Jeno Deki Nandera Nandana Natavara Aparupa Krishna Vesha Aparupa Nitya Naya Bori Deke Sababrecha Nijanande Nacha Mahaprabhu Vishvambara Charandera Tala Shuni Alti Manohara Baba Bare Mala Nahi Rahaye Galaya Chindi Atradaya Giya Bakatera Paya Chaturdike Shri Hari Mangala Sankirtana Maje Nache Jagannatha Mishera Nandana Jara Nama Nande Shiva Vasana Najane Jada Jase Nache Shiva Se Nache Apane Jada Name Valmiki Hoila Tapodana Jada Name Ajamila Pailo Mochana Jada Nama Shavane Samsare Banda Guche Hena Prabhu Avatare Kali Yuganache Jada Nami Gaya Shukanara Ravedayam Sahasravadana Prabhu Jaya Guna Gaya Sava Mahaprayashita Che Prabhu Nama Se Prabhu Nachaya Deke Jato Bhagyavanam Prabhu Anandana Deki Bhagavata Ganam Anayanye Gaya Dari Koyera Krandanam Sabaraham Gete Shobe Shri Chandana Mala Anande Gayena Krishna Rase Hoye Bolam Jakete Vaishnava Saba Kirtana Aveshe Najane Apana Deha Anya Jana Kishe Jai Krishna Murari Mukunda Vanamali Ahanisha Gaya Sabe Hoye Kutuhanim Ahanisha Bhakta Sange Nache Vishrambaram Shantanti Kalo Sabe Satan Vela Ematana Che Mahaprabhu Vishwambara Nishya Vashesha Matra Seka Prahara Emata Anande Hoya Navadvipa Puri Prema Rase Vaikuntera Nayaka Bihari Esa Kapo Punya Svata Chekare Shavana Bhakta Sange Gora Chandre Rahutare Mana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chare Jani Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Pade Yuga Gajaya Ekadasi Jaya Madhav Titi Ekadasi Jaya Madhav Titi On Ekadasi, after decreeing Hari Kirtana, Mahaprabhu, who is the life and soul of the universe, begins dancing in ecstasy. In the courtyard of the virtuous Srivas, the auspicious sounds of Kirtan, Gopal, Govinda, reverberates loudly. The sounds of the mridanga, mandira, small cup-shaped cymbals, conch, and kartals all blend nicely with the Sankirtan. The thunderous sound penetrates the universe, filling the whole sky. Everything inauspicious in all four directions is annihilated. At dawn, Vishwambar dances, while the Kirtan groups formed sing charmingly. One group is the Srivas Pandit, and many others sing with Mukunda Dat. There are many more with Govinda Ghosh. As Gaurachandra dances, everyone performs Kirtan. The mighty Nityananda Prabhu holds onto Mahaprabhu and gently strokes him, while Advaitacharya secretly takes his foot dust. Their eyes brimming with tears, Gadadhara and others become overwhelmed in transcendental happiness due to Mahaprabhu's Kirtan. When Vishwambar dances with great force, the earth trembles and everyone becomes afraid. Sometimes Vishwambar dances so sweetly that he appears to be the son of Nanda, the best of dancers. Their eyes fill with joy, Mahaprabhu's servants observe his unprecedented love for Sri Krishna and his incomparably beautiful dancing. Mahaprabhu Vishwambar dances, rejoicing in his own transcendental happiness. The rhythmic sound of his lotus feet is extremely captivating. Under the weight of his ecstatic emotions, his garland is unable to remain around his neck. Breaking apart, it falls at the feet of the devotees. The auspiciousness of Sri Harinam Sankirtan spreads in all four directions as the son of Jagannath Mishra dances in the midst of the devotees. Absorbed in the bliss of Sri Hari's names, Shiva becomes oblivious to his own clothing. He whose glories impel Shiva to dance in ecstasy also dances himself. By his name, Valmiki achieved the wealth of austerity, and by his name, Ajamila received deliverance. By hearing his name, the bindings of the material world are destroyed. That Lord, having descended, dances in the age of Kali. His name is chanted by Shukadev and Narad as they wander about. His glories are sung by the Lord of innumerable mouths, Sri Anantadev. His name constitutes the highest form of atonement. That Lord dances while those who are supremely fortunate look on. Seeing Mahaprabhu's transcendental bliss, the associates of the Lord embrace each other and weep. Sandal paste and garlands grace everyone's bodies. They sing in great bliss, forgetting their own selves, due to immersion in Krishna Ras. Entranced in Kirtan, all the Vaishnavas lose complete sense of their own bodies and everyone around them. Delighted, everyone sings day and night, Jai Krishna, Murari, Mukunda, Vanamali. Day and night, Vishnu dances with the devotees, but they never become fatigued, because their bodies are fully transcendental. In such a manner, Mahaprabhu Vishwambar dances the entire night except for one prahar, 3 hours, during which he sleeps. In this way, transcendental happiness arises in the land of Navadvip as the hero of Vaikuntha sports in Prema Ras. Gaurachandra and his associates remain in the hearts of those who hear this entire auspicious description. Vrindavan Das offers the song at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya and the moon-like Nityananda Prabhu. Can I ask you a question? Why does everyone become afraid when Vishwambar is dancing with great force?
Well, sometimes the earth shakes. Sometimes the earth shakes. And sometimes his hair stand on end. So it looks like flowers. Sometimes what do you call that? Comes out of his mouth.
Foam.
Comes out. Tears come out simultaneously. The foam comes out, and the earth shakes. Skin faints.
Are they afraid because the earth is shaking?
The earth shaking, and also when he falls on the ground. Because they love him.
Okay. Got it.
How about
Shuddha Bhakti.
Shuddha Bhakti?
Yeah, Madhu would like to sing.
Did he get a whole bunch of stuff?
Yeah, he got as much. I gave him as much as he would take. He got after cartels and some poster and some books. That's it.
Bear with me.
I want to bring the painting out.
And
You all saw it, right?
yeah, I saw it.
I wanted to mention it because we're going to have a class on Ekadasi.
You want to do that now?
I don't know
216.
where it's going to fit if they don't have a reason.
After the Dwajan, I can run and get one from the boys' ashram.
Okay.
Can I use your
No,
dog?
it's just for a few minutes. It's going to be out here. What's the page?
216.
Kadasi Titi Ki Jai. Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Vajanayanu Kula Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Vajanayanu Kula Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Premalati Karamula Bhakata Seva Parama Siddhi Premalati Karamula Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Vajanayanu Kula Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kari Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani Jatane Palana Kari Krishna Vasati Vasati Boli Paramadare Bori Krishna Vasati Vasati Boli Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Vajanayanu Gaurayamar Jesava Shange Karalo Brahmana Range Gaurayamar Jesava Shtane Karalo Brahmana Range Seshabashtana Heribo Ami Pranai Bhakata Shange Mridanga Badya Sunite Mano Avashara Sadajache Gaura Bhito Kirtana Shuni Anande Dayanache Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Bhajanayanu Kula Jugala Murti Deki Amor Paramanande Hoyo Prashada Seva Karite Hoyo Shakala Prapancha Joy Jai Dina Grihe Vajana Deki Gete Holoka Boyo Sarana Sindhu Tekiya Ganga Shukana Dina Paya Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Vajanayanu Kula Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Vajanayanu Kula Tulasi Deki Judaya Pran Madhava Toshani Jani Gaura Priya Shaka Shivane Jivana Sartakamani Bhakati Vinod Krishna Vajane Anukula Payaja Prati Divase Paramashuki Shvikara Koroyeta Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Vajanayanu Kula Bhakta Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati Karamola Ekadasi Jayo Madhav Titi Ekadasi Jayo Madhav Titi Ekadasi Jayo Madhav Titi Ekadasi Jayo Madhav Jayo Madhav Titi Jayo Bhakti Janani Madhav Titi Jayo Bhakti Janani Sorry, I think my eyes are going bad. I couldn't read the lyrics after that. So forgive me if I said things incorrect. Dust from the lotus feet of the pure The most amazing dust from the lotus feet of the pure devotees is most favorable for bhajan. Service to pure devotees is the highest perfection and the very root of the creeper of prem. I carefully observe Madhav's holy days such as Ekadasi and Janmastami, for they are the mother of devotion. Knowing that Krishna dwells in these holy days, with great regard I also accept them as my residence. In the company of devotees who have transcendental love, I will behold all the places where my Gaur joyfully wandered. My heart always prays for the opportunity to hear the mridanga play, and upon hearing kirtan, glorifying Sri Gaur, my heart dances in joy. Upon seeing the deity forms of the divine couple, I feel the highest bliss. Honoring the prasad enables one to conquer the material world of 5 elements. My home is transformed into Goloka Vrindavan, and when I see bhajan of Sri Radha Krishna being performed there, when I look upon the Ganga, which is the nectar emanating from the Lord's feet, my happiness knows no bounds. Upon seeing Tulasi, my heart becomes satisfied, because I know that she pleases Madhav. When I honor Shak, a variety of greens which is very dear to Gaur, I consider my life very successful. Whatever he finds favorable for Krishna Bhajan, Bhakti Vinod accepts every day with the greatest happiness. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. I always wonder why he mentions accepting Sak when we don't accept Sak on Ekadasi.
Yeah. Because this is not only for Ekadasi.
It's not written for Ekadasi, we just chose to sing this one.
Well, yeah, because it mentions Ekadasi.
Yeah. Okay, that makes very much sense.
And on Ekadasi, we want to especially be absorbed in Harinam Sankirtan, devotional items. We've got more than you already do. Yeah, let's start.
I love this second verse. It says, I carefully observe Madhav's holy days, such as Ekadasi and Janmastami, for their mother of devotion, knowing that Krishna dwells in these days. You always say, today is not a day, that this is actually Krishna himself.
I don't always say it every day, but we say it.
Yes, well, you're my Guru Devi,
Can somebody bring out the painting and just hold it? Miss Santi. That's one of her favorites. Agyanam timirandasya Gyananjana salakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktai Tadavaktaya Namo Nama Yang Pravrajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Daipayano Virahaka Taruva Juhava Putre Ditan Taya Taravo Venedu Tang Sarvapu Taridayam Muni manatosmi bhaktya vinay aparada lakshay. Can you bring it out into the light so it gets more light? Kripa Mayitang. Bring the chair into the light. Rinde Namaste Charanaravinda. Tavoivasmi Tavoivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vikyaya Radhe Tam Nayamaham Charanantike. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shishimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shishimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our grandfather gurus, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupada Stotra Sat Shishima, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees and the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus who are my Shiksha Gurus. Is the camera? Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Pan Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. So, today is Ekadasi, the auspicious day of Ekadasi. It's not a day, Gurudev says, it's Krishna himself. If you look anywhere on this day, we'll see Krishna. Okay, so 5,000 years ago, on Ekadasi, Ananda Baba observed a fast on the 11th day of the lunar moon, and then he wanted to break his fast. And part of his breaking his fast was to take bath in the Jamuna. But he was a few minutes off. He was a few minutes too early. And so one of the servants of Varuna, who is the god of all the waterways, oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, brought him to the abode of Varuna underwater and arrested him. So everybody searched for Nanda Baba and they couldn't find him. So Balaram and Krishna searched under the Jamuna, and as soon as they saw Varunadev, very opulent god, demigod, he began worshipping Krishna with all kinds of paraphernalia. And Nanda Baba, even though that was happening, he was amazed that was happening, but still he didn't think that Krishna was God. That, oh, everybody loves my son. And then Varuna apologized that his foolish servant arrested his father, and he happily released him. But this, everything, even in the material world, is the arrangement of Krishna. So what to speak of in the spiritual world? He wanted Varuna to have his darshan. Okay. That's good. So we're going to be... No, there's no writing on the fish. It's just the scales and things of the fish. This is Varuna, and this is Nanda. What? Yeah, hair in the water flies up. Did somebody have a question? That's just because it's no particular temple. It's just that he has a kingdom down there. There's another picture from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam where Devahuti, do we have? Okay, so where Devahuti, the wife of Kardama Muni, um, went underneath the river, the lake, and Kardama Muni sent her 1,000 maidservants to bathe her, to dress her, to ornament her, especially to wash her hair, which had become matted after many years of austerity serving her husband. And so, because I was painting it, I asked Prabhupada, you remember the question? Did they have some kind of like a underground sealed in house that she was in so she wouldn't drown? And Prabhupada wrote back that no, just as one can learn the art of living in the air, one can learn the art of living in the water without any problems. So her husband had mystic powers, she had mystic powers.
As like when paintings come, how should we? Is there a way we should assume that they want to be served by us? Does that make sense?
What do you mean by served?
Meaning like they're showing up out of their own free will and volition, and so it's our duty. What's our duty then to them? What do
Um,
they want from us?
they want you to be strict in following Ekadasi. This one does. They want you to understand that everything is coming from the desire of Krishna. And hmm? Yeah, at least once after 50 years. I think it was 50 years ago. All right, so yes, so when I was painting, just doing the paintings in the 70s, I asked Srila Prabhupada what limb of bhakti, like there are 9 limbs, what limb is painting? So Prabhupada said when you're doing the painting, it's archan, doing services to like ornamenting, dressing, giving them the environment. And then when it's published in the book, then it becomes kirtan. Manjari Didi, she gave a lecture at Harvard University about how the paintings come from transcendental Vedic sounds. Next time I give a class, it needs some work of keeping it together. I will speak from her speech about how that is, the connection between the sound, transcendental sound, and the transcendental art. If any of you noticed that I was going like that during the kirtan, I was looking for space. Yeah. So I was thinking that the only real space where they would be, honored is if we raise Jaisri and then hmm? Right, okay. All right.
I think we gotta ask Kirtan.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's discuss Ekadasi. All right. A guest? Okay, who's coming? Oh, yes. All right, so Ekadasi. Ekadasi comes twice a month. Ekadasi means 11. On the 11th day of the new moon and the 11th day of the full moon. On Ekadasi, Srila Gurudev explained different health factors and different spiritual factors. As far as health factors go, you get a tissue. As far as health factors go, just like a person, a human, you go to work 5 or 6 days a week, and then you have a full day's rest from the work. By the rest, you become, what's the word? Rejuvenated for the next day of work. If you keep working 7 days a week, you would get sick. Similarly, there are bacteria in the body, and if they worked all the time, they would get sick, and the human that they're inhabiting would also get sick. Also, in hospitals, the sick people who are already sick die between Ekadasi and the full moon and Ekadasi and the new moon, those 5 days. Uh, in the ocean, when the moon, on the Ekadasi day to the full moon, the ocean rises, the tides become very high. Similarly, in the body, the waters of the body rises. And so if we eat grains and anything produced by grains, beans like that, then they act as a blotter. You know what a blotter is? You can put it on ink and it'll dry. It soaks up the ink. Or a big thing of cotton. It soaks up all the water and the water can't escape, or a sponge. So the water stays in the body in an inappropriate way, and again you get sick. But if you just have fruits and light vegetables, or what to speak of fasting, then the water goes out. Those are some of the health benefits. Also, in our Srila Prabhupada's purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, he says if the government would make this a rule that it doesn't sell or serve, or the people don't eat grains and beans and things like that, it'll be a big upliftment to the economy. Now, some spiritual benefits. Let's do the negative one first. It's stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that if someone does not observe Ekadasi, even if he goes to Vaikuntha, he'll fall down. We know that nobody falls from Vaikuntha. And at the same time, if somebody did make it there, they would fall down if they didn't observe Ekadasi. I mean, it's just like symbolic to show the importance of Ekadasi. Also, if someone doesn't observe Ekadasi, is as sinful as killing one's mother, father, guru. That's how bad it is. And regarding Nanda Baba taking the bath in the Jamuna too early, it's like essential not to miss the Paran time. Fortunately, usually the Paran time is a couple of hours, but once it was only going to be 25 minutes, and Gurudev was giving a lecture at some Hindu temple. I'm remembering vaguely Australia. And he said, tomorrow is Dwadasi, and you have 25 minutes. Within that time was the Paran time. And we know what happened with Maharaj Ambrish, right? You all know the history, right? Who doesn't know the history? Really? You have a lot of nectar in front of you. A life of nectar. It's in the 9th canto, and you can just check the table of contents. And Maharaj Ambrish is also on the cover, so I'll tell it briefly. He was a great king. I believe it was Satya Yuga, and he always had his citizens observe Ekadasi. You know how they would send out the horses to make announcements? So everybody always observed Ekadasi. And he always engaged all of his senses in serving Krishna. And he personally worshipped the deity. He engaged his legs in walking to the temple, his nose in smelling the flowers and incense offered to the Lord, his hands in touching pure devotees of the Lord, lotus feet of the pure devotees. So one day, in order to show the glories of Ekadasi and the glory of Maharaj Ambrish, Durvasa Muni, who always likes to create trouble for the purpose of apparently creating trouble and danger, but doing that to glorify the Lord and his pure devotee. So he came to the palace of Maharaj Ambrish just before Paran. And especially the king is supposed to serve the brahmanas when they come. So the brahmana came and he said, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to take bath in the Jamuna. So what happened in the middle when he was still away, when he was still bathing, the Paran time was going to come in a couple of minutes. So Maharaj Ambrish had to observe the Paran time. So he asked the brahmanas what to do. Because if you don't feed a brahmana, then it's an offense and he might curse you to go to hell. And if you don't observe Ekadasi, he was thinking, then even if I'm in Vaikuntha, it'll be worse than hell because I'll lose my bhakti. And if I observe Ekadasi and observe the exact Paran time, then even if I am cursed to go to hell, I'll have bhakti and I won't feel the hell. So he asked the Brahmins what to do, because the king is supposed to take advice from the Brahmins. So they said, because you observed a full fast, he actually observed Ekadasi in the most strict way. The day before Ekadasi, you only eat once, then you stay up all night, and then you observe Ekadasi with full fasting, then you stay up again, and then you do Paran the next day. So they said because you did a full fast, if you take water, Charanamrita of the Lord, it won't be breaking the fast. So that's what he did. And then Durvasa Muni came, and because he's a mystic yogi, he could see in his trance what was happening elsewhere. And so he said, "You offended me. I'm a Brahmin, and you're a householder king, and you didn't serve me, worship me, honor me properly." So he had dreadlocks. So he took a dreadlock from his head and threw it on the floor in great anger. And a fire demoness came from that dreadlock and started to charge Ambrish Maharaj. But he was fully absorbed, like you heard yesterday about Gangamata Goswamini, how when they were taking her to jail, she was just oblivious to the thing because she was absorbed in Krishna. Same thing when Bharat Maharaj was put on the, forget what you call that, sacrificial altar to have his head chopped off. He was, well, like a guillotine, you could say. But in Vedic culture, they have that. It's kind of shaped like a U with a stick down there, and you put the horse's head on the U, and that's how they cut it off. So anyway, he was also oblivious. So similarly, Amrish Maharaj was just standing there thinking of the pastimes of the Lord and thinking, if I, whatever Krishna wills me to die or live, it's up to Krishna, and he just didn't care. So in the meantime, Krishna had made a promise to always protect the devotee with his Sudarshan chakra. So Krishna took his Sudarshan chakra and attacked the demoness. And the demoness the deity is already fire, but then the demoness turned to ashes. And so then the Sudarshan chakra went after Durvasa Muni, and he began to run everywhere, on the seas and the mountains, everywhere. He even went to Shiva Loka, Brahma Loka. They wouldn't protect him. Are you sure you don't need help, Madhu? Okay, be careful, slippery steps. So but they said, no, because we're not going to protect you, because then the Sudarshan chakra will go after us. So then he finally went to Ramapriya Vaikuntha, which is a Vaikuntha planet in this material world at the top of it. And he begged Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, Narayan, for protection. He said, "What? You're trying to kill my devotee, and then you want me to protect you? Don't you know that I live in the heart of my devotee, and the devotee lives in my heart? So I consider that by trying to kill him, you tried to kill me. And don't you know that if one becomes powerful by austerities, like you have, and then you misuse that power, then it turns back on you. So the only way that you can be delivered is if you go back down to earth and pray to Maharaj Ambrish, and then if he forgives you, then you'll be delivered from the punishment." So he flew down. There are some pictures of that, Haridas, in the 9th canto. Hare Krishna. Welcome. So he flew down to earth, and he fell at the feet of Maharaj Ambrish. Now this took a year for him to hide everywhere, go to different planets. So that whole year, Maharaj Ambrish was fasting because he was lamenting and thinking that it's my fault that this yogi is suffering. So during that year, he prayed to the Sudarshan chakra. Yeah, okay. This first one is when he threw his dreadlock and the fire demon came, demoness, and Maharaj Amrish is just absorbed in the Lord, praying, remembering the pastimes. And then the Sudarshan chakra is after him, and he's running. Let's see. And here is when he went to the Ramapriya Vaikuntha planet. In the material world, this is Vaikuntha planet. Huh? This one is by Driti. He's approaching Lakshmi Narayan. And then Lord Narayan told him, after he told him you have to go beg forgiveness for Maharaj Ambrish. What else did he say? Slips me. Okay. Well, I can read it here. Lord Narayan said to the Brahmana, I cannot protect you, for I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I'm not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the cores of their hearts. Chaste women, there's only one married lady here. Chandranani. Hari Mohini? Oh, are you still married? Oh, okay, we have two then. I thought you were a sannyasi or something. Okay, as chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, as pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of the heart, bring me under their full control. If you want control, that's how to do it. O Brahmana, let me advise you for your own protection. By offending Maharaj Ambrish, you have acted with self-envy. Means you must be hating yourself. By offending Maharaj Ambrish, you have acted with self-envy, for one's so-called prowess, when employed against a devotee, certainly harms he who employs it. Therefore go immediately to him without a moment's delay, and if you can satisfy him, then there'll be peace for you. So all this year, Maharaj Ambrish, here he went. This is Durvasa Muni falling at the feet of Maharaj Ambrish. And Maharaj Ambrish, you see, he's speaking with the Sudarshan chakra. And he's saying, if I have done any pious activities, then please cool off and don't attack this Brahmin. Because he was blaming himself, and that's why he was fasting, doing austerities for the protection of this Brahmin yogi. And here on the cover we see one of the activities of King Ambrish is that he personally worshipped the deity. Murlidhar. Okay, so then when Durvasa, I keep stopping because I get mixed up between Durvasa and Ambrish. So then he fell at his feet and then prayed for forgiveness and deliverance. And so Maharaj Ambrish said, "Oh yes, please take all the results of my pious activities and at once be delivered." And then he fed him a sumptuous meal, and then he flew off into the skyways, glorifying Ekadasi and glorifying Maharaj Ambrish. So we learn a lot from this history. And there's not too much time left. So how Lord Chaitanya observed Ekadasi, the, come on, sit down. The pandas or priests of the Jagannath temple, they didn't like Ekadasi because you know how those famous like candy grains from Jagannath Puri that they sell and they distribute it all over the world. They wouldn't be able to sell their grains and make money. So they wanted to hang Ekadasi Devi upside down on a tree. Not physically, but actually, by having nobody follow. So they figured if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't follow, we'll offer him the prasadam. Surely he'll accept the Mahaprasadam of Jagannath. Then all of his thousands of followers won't follow either. So they offered him the prasadam. He took the prasadam on his head, worshipped the prasadam, and then engaged in kirtan all night to the next morning, singing various mantras and songs glorifying Ekadasi, like the one you know, Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Sopapunyam Yatarajan Vishwashona Vijayate. O Mahaprasad, you are non-different from Govinda, who Govinda? Radha Govinda, and the pure Brahmanas, the pure Vaishnavas, and the holy name. But those other personalities have a speciality that they're more merciful, and that's Krishna's mercy feature. Krishna became his mercy feature in the form of the name, prasadam, and the others mentioned. And then the next morning, he did his morning worship, and then he took the prasadam. So they couldn't be successful. Mahaprabhu's mother was not observing Ekadasi because there was some Smarta Brahman injunction that only widows should observe Ekadasi. So Mahaprabhu convinced her also to observe Ekadasi. And there's another history of King Chitranga. And he had a son named Rukmanga, and also his wife was there. And he also, like Maharaj Ambrish, he also would send out the messengers. Tomorrow's Ekadasi, don't forget to observe Ekadasi. So his whole kingdom observed it. And then gradually he got older, and he made his heir to the kingdom, his son, and he went off to the forest to do austerities. So while he was out there was a very beautiful teenage girl, and she was strolling through the forest. And she came close to him, and he said, "Who are you?" And he said, "My name is Mohini." You know what Mohini means? Illusion. Who gives illusion? Mohini. Enchantress. Like Krishna is Madan Mohan, he can chant even the Cupid, who enchants the whole world. But Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. She enchants Krishna. So he said, "Well, what are you doing here in the forest?" She said, "I'm looking for a husband." "Well, I think I could be your husband, actually." He was so enchanted. So he took her home with him. And he had such a chaste wife that she did arti to the new couple when they came back to the palace. She was like Queen Kunti, not envious, when Pandu married Madri. That's Vedic culture as opposed to materialistic culture. So then she said, "I'll marry you, but you have to promise to do whatever I say. Otherwise, I'll leave you." Do you know this history, Haridas? You want to tell the rest?
He said, absolutely. And his wife and son said, good idea, Dad and honey.
All right, he's getting too far out again.
And I'm a little too
You
far
say
out
it
again.
straight.
So I'll bring it more straight and together.
She said that actually before they went back to the palace.
She said that actually before they went back to the palace. So, is it the first Ekadasi that is when?
The next Ekadasi coming.
So the next Ekadasi is coming, and the king sends out his messengers. Ekadasi! Ekadasi! And so everybody in town's preparing for Ekadasi, and she said, wait. I'm ready to call my first... She just says, wait, no. Nobody's going to celebrate Ekadasi this
Especially
Ekadasi.
you.
Especially
Ekadasi's
you.
king has to be strong. You'll become weak.
The king has to be strong. You'll become weak if you don't celebrate Ekadasi. If you do celebrate Ekadasi. And so the king, though, said no. He was in a bind, and he said, no, it's important that I celebrate Ekadasi. And please correct me if I'm...
Don't worry.
Thanks. She said, well then, instead you can sacrifice your son. You can...
First she said, "I'm leaving."
She said, I'm leaving. And then he said...
What did he say?
No, wait.
Leave.
Oh, he said, yeah, okay, leave.
That's how faithful he was to Ekadasi.
That's how faithful he was to Ekadasi.
Even though she was so enchanting.
He said, he's like Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami was married to beyond Miss Universe, and Raghunath Das Goswami didn't even have the time to look in the mirror what to say at his wife. And similarly, King Chitranga was so faithful to Ekadasi Devi, he didn't care how henpecked he was by this new wife. He said, I must keep my vow of Ekadasi. Then
the son said,
the son said, you know what, Father, I know how much you are in love with this new wife.
That's when she said, like you said, then he can sacrifice. Then you can sacrifice your son.
So she said, okay, then you can sacrifice your son, and I will stay. And correct me when I'm wrong. The son said something to the effects of, yes, sacrifice me. What use is this body? It's just blood, pus, stool, and urine.
For the sake of Ekadasi.
For the sake of Ekadasi. And my father. Of course I will sacrifice this body.
Then
he actually went to go cut off his son's head.
Well,
Before
not right
that,
away.
oh, but before that, the wife agreed.
Well,
Okay, before that,
the father,
the father said, "Absolutely not. You're my son."
right. Well, finally he agreed.
But finally, he agreed,
And then?
and then he took the sword to chop off his son's head. And then, did he actually do it? He was just
all of a sudden,
Then all of a sudden,
Lord Brahma came.
Lord Brahma said, "Stop. Good job."
He
He
didn't
didn't
say good job.
It was the anyway.
Don't ever listen to him speak.
That was his third head said, "Good job." Sorry.
So then he said, Mohini is my creation.
Mohini is my creation.
Okay, I'll just finish.
You can finish. Thanks.
Mohini is my creation because Brahma, only Brahma, could create such an illusion that all these things would happen. Good job. And so I was just testing you. And the king said, well, I have one request, that please don't give anybody such a hard test again. All right. So shows the glory again, the glory of Ekadasi. And the wife also didn't want the new wife to leave because she knew that the new wife satisfied her husband more than she did. Okay. So any questions? So Gurudev said it's not that because you don't take beans and grains and similar products. Well, of course, in the Gaudiya Math, it's more than the beans and grains. It's honey, it's what else? Sesame seeds, leafy greens, herbs, spices, except for turmeric and salt and pepper. What? It slipped me. Yeah, so even though it's not that you, okay, now I'll take some rubbery sweets. Now I'll take some juice. Now I'll take some milk. Now I'll do this. Now, not that you eat all day, but just very, 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 very minimally that day. I also wanted to follow the full Nirjal Ekadasi because you get so much advancement. And I think today is Pandava Nirjal. So it's especially empowering to not take anything today. And if possible, to stay up all night. But Gurudev said to me that you are like a soldier made out of a palm leaf. The slightest wind and you blow over. So he told me not to fast. Any questions? Loud, let's take the mic.
In relation to the Sudarshan chakra, that was my first time seeing a picture of it. It's just a disc, floating around. Does that make it impersonal?
No, actually.
Okay.
Good question. Is the Sudarshan chakra impersonal? If the Sudarshan chakra was impersonal, then Maharaj Ambrish wouldn't have prayed to the Sudarshan chakra. In the pastimes of Lord Ram, he has different weapons like conch, club, disc, and those three became Ram's brothers. Lakshman, Bharat, I don't remember which, but I'm going to check Prabhupada's folio, unless somebody has folio here. Bharat, Shatrughna, and Lakshman. Also, the Sudarshan chakra became Lord Nrsingadev. Lord Nrsingadev is no one but Krishna's chakra. So he's definitely a person. And he gives lights things up to give darshan of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, and Sudarshan ki jai. Did you find it?
Shutrugna. Sutrugna.
I think so. But you don't even, if you can't spell it, you don't have to have his name. Bharat, Lakshman. Hmm?
Where do you think he wrote it?
Hmm?
Where would he have written
I just know that it's in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Otherwise, next class, I'll have found it.
What constitutes personal and impersonal?
Personal in person?
Or
No.
personal and
A
impersonal?
person has a brain, person can see, person can hear, person has some degree of intelligence, and an impersonal doesn't have the things a person has. The impersonal Brahmajyoti, which surrounds, you know how we have space surrounding our planets? So surrounding the Vaikuntha planets is the impersonal Brahmajyoti, which is the rays of the toenails of Krishna. No? That's okay.
Shape and form, also.
Hmm?
Shape and form, personal shape and form. Or like a person with limbs and
Yeah,
yeah.
the impersonal is like formless, qualityless. That's what the Mayavadis worship Krishna as. Formless, qualityless. Yeah. But also we can't say that fully because this camera stand is not a person, but it has a form and a shape. So it depends in the context.
I guess what's kind of hard to distinguish is that, like, for instance, the Sudarshan chakra, when we see that picture, it's like, it looks like an orb of light. And like the Mayavadis might say, like, oh, we worship or the light or whatever
Well,
they
it's
do.
not just light, it's spokes. It has spokes that cut.
More than gold. They're very sharp.
Very sharp. Any last question?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Oh,
Shutrugna is the incarnation of Aniruddha.
loud. Wait, take the mic.
The Padma Purana describes that Ramachandra is Narayan and that Lakshman, Bharat, and Shutrugna are respectively Shesha, Chakra, and Shanka.
Shesha means,
Anantashesh.
yeah,
So Lakshman would be Anantashesh, Bharat would be the chakra, so that
that's what
the
it
disc,
says.
and Shutrugna is the shank,
Means the conch
the
shell.
conch shell in the hand of Lord Narayan.
Let's do that again.
Lakshman is Shesh, Bharata is the chakra, and Shutrugna is the shanka, which is the conch shell in the hand of Narayan. Not Ion.
Narayan.
No.
Narayan.
Narayan.
Okay, can you repeat that, Itai?
What was the name?
Narayan.
So Bharat is the conch, or the chakra. Lakshman is the
Anantish.
Anantashesh, and then what, Shutrugna is the conch, specifically in the hand of Narayan.
And who's Ram?
Ram is the chakra. No.
Narayan.
Narayan.
And Narayan has weapons like the conch shell and the disc. And Narayan is served by Shesh as his pillow, as his ornaments, as his slippers.
Huh.
And what's the origin of Anantashesh? Baladev.
Wow. Okay.
He becomes Krishna's ornaments in Goloka Vrindavan and the houses. There's a lot of nectar in front of you. Reading, are you reading at least an hour a day?
I'm trying to.
Trying to doesn't mean anything.
I know.
Will you do it?
I am.
Do you know that you promised in front of the deities?
I am gonna specifically read 1 hour every single day. From any book?
You can
or
read more, but not less.
From any book or just
From any book, yeah.
from any book?
Any bona fide book.
Okay.
Specifically,
Bona fide.
or specifically Prabhupada's and Gurudev's and then any others.
Ja.
May I just ask if you can repeat the first time when the Puri prasadam was offered to Mahaprabhu to test them from, I didn't quite follow.
He danced all night in kirtan, and the next morning at the time of Padan, within the Padan time, he ate it, basically.
My question was about Balaram. If Krishna's paraphernalia, like the chakra, the conch, if that is Balaram's manifestations,
Yeah, what's the question?
are they? Are they expansions of Balaram, like the conch and the chakra?
In Goloka Vrindavan, Balaram becomes all the paraphernalia. Then down the line with Narayan, Anantashesh becomes his paraphernalia and a pillow and slippers. So there's no servant like except for Radharani. There's no servant like Baladev. He becomes everything. He becomes the land. And as the land, he can look up and see all the pastimes. Yeah. Yeah. Krishna's flute is also a manifestation of Baladev. Okay, go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Panchakopatribhyascha kripa sindhu vyevacha patitanam Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ekadasi Brat ki jai. Ekadasi Brat Palan Kori Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Go Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Haribo Gaura. Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Haribo Gaura. Go Premanandi. Prajapati, it's better because sometimes people might put their knees on the altar. It's better if you put all the things not there, but